Hello and welcome to Blackness. Now, I just live over there. I can actually see my house. Well, I can't see it specifically, but I live just over there. I've never been to Blackness before. Never been to this castle before. I've seen signs for it, but I didn't know it was anything significant. But turns out it is something significant. It's so significant, it's £7 to get in that castle. It looks amazing. It's sitting here right on the Forth. You can see Charleston, Lime Kilns over to the South Dockyard. It's fantastic. I'm going to have a wee wander around, check it all out and see what's going down. I'm quite excited. I love finding places close to home that are as cool as this. So aye, Blackness, show me what you got. Peace.
I'll turn on the camera, test my microphone, I'm firing up the podcast, sound waves coming to your home. Gingerman with a cam is here to make your day. Gingerman with a cam would like to hear you say today.
Right, so you can actually park right up at the castle, and there's some people on the gatehouse, but I think to park there you got to be paying to go inside the castle. I don't think I'm going to go inside the castle today, not because I'm a tightwad, just because it's a really nice day and I want to be outside today. That's what I'm saying. But we'll get up close to it, and I've got the drone in the car as well, so hopefully we can get some shots of Blackness from the sky and you'll be able to see over the Forth to the south where I stay. See how close I live to this castle that I've never seen before. What's this? It's just a little secret escape hatch from the castle. It's an alright place to live. You've got your own wee beach. I would call this a secret beach, the secret Blackness beach. It's not a secret if you know about it. There's a black bitch in Lithgow. Respect to the black bitch. Nice flags. Talking of the black bitch, I think since I filmed in Linlithgow, the black bitch is no longer called the black bitch, which is a shame because people are quite upset. They're attached to that name. How do you feel if you're from that area? Are you sad that it's no longer the black bitch? Anyway, what have we got here? We've got a beach and picnic area. Another beach. That's funny because on the way here, my pal Chris is with me, and I was talking about bringing a metal detector along with us because think of all the things you might find with the history here, and there's a sign, the first sign I've seen anywhere saying no metal detecting, so this must be a hot spot for artifacts, history, whatever. People get often protective of history, don't they? Their ego takes over and they want their interpretation of it to be right, but it's not always the way. Most history's been made up, it seems. Here we are, we're on the John Muir Way. Well, turns out you're allowed into the gardens. You're only just not allowed inside the actual castle, which is fine because most castles look the same inside. It's all bricks. Here we go. The ship that never sailed. Perfect. Blacknesscastle has stood guard over the Firth of Forth for more than 500 years. From the seaward side it looks like a ship stranded on the rocky shore, its towers resembling the stem, stern and mast. Oh, so it does. There you go, it looks like a boat. It's the front of a boat. That's cool. I've never been here. It's got, you've got a timeline. You know how much I like a timeline. With the passing of the Acts of Union, Blackness falls from use as a prison, but a small garrison remains. Oh aye, Oliver Cromwell besieges the castle, breaching its impregnable defences. This is incredible. What a history here. What a history here. It's literally played a huge part in Scottish history, and here it is, just across the water from my house. I could literally get out of my bed and get in a wee canoe boat and come over to it every morning and just look at it. I mean, I'm not going to, but I could. Crichton's Castle. Admiral George Crichton built Blackness in the 1400s after the 8th Earl of Douglas destroyed his tower house at Burton. Well, that wasn't very nice. But hey, tell you what, I'd probably prefer the castle. It's a castle, alright. There we go, look at this. There's a wee beach over the wall. Oh man, this is amazing here. Look, they've even got a castle washing line out here. The king's got to dry his clothes. There's the bridges just there. And just to show you how close we are to where I stay, there's the Rosyth dockyard. I stay in Rosyth. When people were occupying this castle, they didn't have the Rosyth dockyard to look at, or the bridges. You've just seen trees and more nature. Here we go, back and forth. Let's see what they've done there. This area of the Firth of Forth played a key role in both world wars. It continues to have strategic military importance and remains significant to Scotland's shipbuilding industry. And yes, this is where I live. Number 1, that's Crombie. That's the ammunitions part of the military over there. That's where my gran worked in World War II. True story, look. That's what it looked in World War II. Ship shape, Rosyth, the dockyard. That's there. And of course, the bridges, which were almost bombed during the wars, my gran used to tell me as well, over there. 2023, it blows your mind again to think that people lived through that. Just waking up in the morning thinking, oh, I wonder if the Nazis are going to bomb us today. And that happened just here. Flying up the Forth, dropping bombs. If it wasn't before that, it was English armies coming up on their horses. But we found easy access. We were just saying, if you were trying to invade this castle, how hard it would be. You've got the water there, you've got walls, and you've got this big wall. And saying, could somebody actually scale this? I'm not getting through that hole. Chris might, but I'm not getting through that hole. Castles like this back in the day would have lots of glory holes all over it like that. This is the site of the original entrance. And as the sign says here, blocked up in Mary Queen of Scots' reign, 1542-67. A few years ago now. Wonder if the water supply works here. Nah, they need to get that fixed. I don't think they'd run in water when this castle was first built. You guess what this is? Finnart's Fortress. The defence projecting from the side of the castle were added by Sir James Hamilton of Finnart, Master of Works in the 1530s. They protect the entrance, which he moved here from the opposite side of the castle, which we just seen. Oh aye, there he is there, James V sponsored Finnart's reinforcement of the castle in 1530s. Is this James V or is this Finnart? That's the question. He's got funky eyes like. Oh aye. Dead or ill seabirds may appear on shoreline. Dinna touch them. Trust me, I'm not touching any dead birds. Dead stuff gives me the willies. Oh, see, this is cool. Just walking on the sort of perimeter boundary of the castle. There's glass built into this wall. That's sea glass. Was that at one point to cut people? It's a bit of an eggy beach here, but it's really nice because it's kind of secret and hidden. This big green patch here, right, which looks class. Look at the big woodlands on the water. Kind of reminds me of Kent's Muir. Right, today's one of those days of coincidences. Another thing I was thinking of was tree swings. If you look at my new intro that I just made, there's a tree swing scene in it. I was thinking, I've not had a tree swing in ages. And just like that, Blackness is delivering. It's a good thick rope, and Chris is going to safety inspect it for me. He's going to do a backflip off it. That's it. You've got to jump on it. Oh boy! That's a pretty good tree swing, mate. Okay, so whilst I've been on this swing, a few things have happened. It's now later in the day, so Chris was with me earlier, left some camera stuff at home, had to go home, and decided I'd come back later in the day. Look at this, the whole place just opens up. It's so good I came back for the second time in one day and I wasn't bothered. It's a bit breezy here now. Anyway, I'll try my best. Blackness Harbour was once the busy port for the Royal Borough of Linlithgow, 4 miles away. In 1304, Edward I of England used Blackness to supply his troops besieging Stirling Castle. Imagine the view, this busy stretch of water filled with supply and trade boats. You can just see it right now, can't you? I did try to keep the continuity going, but I spilled my dinner down my t-shirt, so I had to change my t-shirt. And I don't think I had shorts on earlier either. Right. Oh, there's got to be some extravagant woodland walks along there. Not gonna lie, I got more than a bargain for coming to Blackness. I thought I'd just come into a castle, I didn't realise what was all here. They're serious about not doing any metal detecting around here. Look at this. I'm not snitching on anyone, but when I came back earlier, the first thing I seen was some guy with a metal detector. So this place is obviously loaded hot with ancient artefacts in the ground. Ah, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. You can even keep following the trail. This is very much feels like the north point of Fife up towards Tayport and Tentsmuir. Drummuir Way that way. We'll follow the Drummuir Way a wee bit along, see what it's got to offer. And I love a woodland walk, and I can't believe how close this is to my house because I have a special place in my heart in Tentsmuir. If you remember my Christmas episode and finally finding it on the Fife Coast walk, and this is closer to home and it's got a similar feel to it, all in smaller scale. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm going to have to do the Drummuir Way soon, I'm going to. That's going to have to be after the Walk the Ochils when I get to it. You can see the water's just right there, there's the beach. Sort of running parallel, but I'm protected by the trees from the sea breeze. It's absolutely perfect right now. I couldn't have asked for a better temperature, because I'm not going to lie, I was sweating my balls off in my house because we're going for a particularly hot, dry spell here in Scotland. It's not rained much, so you know, I'm praying for rain every day I wake up, but also I'm appreciating the sunshine and the good lighting, that's for sure. I feel blessed. Right now in this moment, I feel blessed. And talking of blessings, I want to thank my patron legends whose names are going to come down the screen up here. They get all the extra content, you know, the bonus footage, a little bit extra, and aye, that's all I've really got to say on that. If you want to join the Patreon, links in the description below. But these guys, you know, these guys are legends, and you could be a legend too. Peace. Why? It's like it's an old driveway gate right here. There's a wee bit that takes you right back out onto the beach. Let's see how far we've walked from the castle. Maybe I'll get the drone up here. You're not meant to fly the drone at the castle, but if you come a bit away, you can't not get the drone up because that's just how it goes. Oh aye, this is lovely. Look at this. Oh, come on. We're right close to the bridges now. I've almost walked home. See, where those woods are over there. You can't see them, but trust me, that's where I live. And that's the Oakles. This is nice here. I've got a place to myself. I might go walk a wee bit further along because I'm enjoying myself. That's an old one. Julie and Stuart. Julie and Stuart, I hope your love is still going and isn't rusted like this lock. Could you imagine having to walk along here, being on the lookout for Cromwell's army? They're trying to jump out and burst you. Oh yeah, boy. I was just thinking that, you know, how lucky we are in the time we live in. Although things can seem chaotic in the news, you know, AI is going to take over the world, nuclear war with Russia, China. It's all kicking off, but we have the opportunity to walk around in nature like this, you know, not having to worry about food or water or really much of anything. And we're so lucky. It just takes these moments to stop and be grateful for the vast beauty of nature, because ultimately that material world that we find ourselves sometimes trapped in the day-to-day is empty. It's an empty chasm of loneliness, the material world. But you know, when you're walking around the woods, even when you're on your own, you don't feel alone. I feel more connected here than I would walking through a busy city centre. So I don't know what that says. Does that say something about me, or does that say something about the wider society? I don't know. But as you can tell, the woods make me feel philosophical. I'm getting the Blackness chills, the Blackness spooks. I bet there's spook stories around here because of all the Cromwell wars and stuff. It ain't bother to me though, because I've been so many places now that I don't really get the spooks. Touch wood. Let me touch the wood here. I'm touching some wood because I don't want to end up getting the spooks after I say that. I've got egg on my face. How dark it looks. And you get the big flash of sun coming through. Right, let's just walk out onto the beach bit. That's exactly where we are. Because I'm no spooked out. Oh, the sun is setting. It all looks glorious. Right, here we go. And see how far I've walked now. Ah, look at this, perfect little bit for flying the drone. Even got a bench. Couldn't ask for more. Oh, hello. Look at this. Tell me that's not perfect. I've walked quite a distance, but look at the silhouette of the castle. You know, jackpot. Oh, this bit's perfect. You know, these shells. Should take one to remember this time by. The time when I nearly ran out of battery on my drone across the Forth and I had to sprint across this beach to retrieve it. Yes, that just happened. That's why there's not loads of drone footage. The battery was a bit dead. There we go, we got one. We'll call this the Blackness shell. I'll collect something from most places. I should have done this at the start. Decided to do it on episode 221. 221 episodes in. I finally start keeping mementos. The Blackness shell I will do something with. Right, in my pocket, that's where it's going. Right, let's head back into Blackness and wrap this up. I came back to film Blackness in the evening sunshine. And the truth is, I've spent the last hour and 20 minutes just walking along in these woods. No lie. Look, it's almost turned dark. There is a little village of Blackness. It's beautiful. If we've got enough light when I get back, I'll show you it. Haha, alas. We have made it back to the castle. That was some hike. A wee swamp walkway. There's a little swampy in there. I don't want to fall in there. It's beautiful, eh? It's beautiful. Mwah. Oh, aye. Up in a big field. Well, what's that? There's more rabbits up here. This is the happy lands for rabbits here. This is what a destroyed ducat looks like. Let's see what it's got to say. A pigeon house built in the 17th century to provide eggs and fresh meat to the castle. It may have suffered from the English army who camped here during the 1650 siege of Blackness. And look, they left their English alcohol here. It looks like cider. I think it is. So not only did the English destroy it, someone's come at the back of them and left their mess. And we'd know if this was Scottish menaces, because that would be Buckfast bottles there. But anyway, there's plenty of ducats around. They couldn't have destroyed too much around here. Oh, what we got here? Is this more ruins? Has this been destroyed by the English? Hey, listen, I've got nothing against the English. We're all pals now. Right. They've got this little teepee thing. What is this? Oh, there's a wee plaque down here. Look at the views over the water. Unfortunately, oh, here we go. For the chapel, this spot was an ideal place to position artillery attacking the castle. This means that the chapel suffered from Cromwell's troops making way for their guns during the 1650 siege of Blackness. The chapel and the ducat smashed up by Cromwell's men. They just parked their artillery here and just went pew pew pew, try to shoot down the castle. Amazing, so much history here. And that's why they don't want you to come with a metal detector, because you might find something that's really important to the stories, the history. But you know, most of it's probably made up anyway. It's lovely. And there's the castle again. Now for you watching this, you were just in the castle at the start of the episode, but a few hours ago. For me, I was at that castle about 10 hours ago. No lie. It's a beauty though. I really, really like it. I'm about falling down this hill here. I really like it. It's up there with one of my favourite castles. I'm just straight up. Look how much the tide has come in from earlier. It looks a lot nicer with the tide in. It looks like less of a sort of eggy beach. It smells less eggy too. Here we are, the village of Blackness. There's the boating club. There's some houses. There's a phone box. Looks like a working phone box in Blackness. There's the lobster pot now, that looks cool. Looks like a wee holiday village here, eh? The lobster pot. Blackness-on-Sea, twinned with St. Tropez. There you go, I'm learning. I also learned that the population is 150 people. Is that a big bin? I thought it was something you could put your head in the hole. Dogs are welcome, we like that. She's a beauty. Got public toilets. It's got a public telephone box. Looks like it's got a public fountain too. I don't think it works anymore. It looks like something else. I won't say what it looks like, but you know, that horse would normally have one. It's just an old squad well, community well. There you go, pump it hard. I was reading online, checking the population, which is 150, which I previously mentioned. I also found out that Blackness in the village has been on television in Hamlet and in Outlander. So I'm going to go and check, because I've watched quite a bit of Outlander. Not all of it. There's a lot of gory scenes in it, I'll say no more. Why, the little shop. It's perfect, it's got everything. Milk, bacon, bread, eggs and things like that. No, seriously, that's what the sign says, look. There's one word to describe this place: quirky. It's quirky. And things like that. Now, everything's beautifully squeezed and tightly knit, packed in here, because we've got a wee war memorial here and a beautiful church on the hill. There we go, look at this. And of course a little bit of bunting, because it's that time of the year. There are galas everywhere. It's just little. And just a few names on it, but just a few names remembered and respected, and I love that. Just going to have a wee look at this church and probably call it a day here, because that is Blackness in its entirety, I think. Another thing you forget about the summer is how nice it smells. Like, you get all the, I don't know what I'm smelling, I don't know what plants I'm smelling, but it smells good. Blackness Mission Church. It's very, I don't know, I guess there is that sort of military feel around here. It's a very militarised looking building. But it's still different, it's quirky and it's cool to look at. That's why I'm coming up here to get a better shot. It's just a small little parish in the village of Blackness. Just what a cushy little place to live, and it's not far from Edinburgh. And you're right onto the motorway as well. Literally 10 minutes up the road. There's a house under offer. The Lithgow Marches, the first Tuesday after the second Thursday in June. Shield designed by Douglas Cook. Oh look, that's pretty cool. Here's the black bitch. Long live the marches. There's a duck with a COVID mask. Virtual march in the tree. The dog's pulling the plug out. That's cool. It's really cool. What did that say? The first Tuesday of the second Wednesday after the first Monday in June. Something like that. It's been a weird day of coincidences like that. It's like I said that, and that board was there, and I have not noticed that board all day. But that's Blackness for you. There's a little bit magical around here, a little bit spooky, a little bit haunting, a little bit quirky, a little bit quaint, a little bit of everything. And it's also like another world, because you can see everywhere around you that's recognisable. But all of a sudden this place has been here the whole time. And what a place it is. Blackness, thanks for having me. It's been amazing. Peace.